Hello, my name is Rossella and today I'm going to do chapter 2 in this book. Following my videos about clefs, I'm going to do the exercises relating to the tenor clef. Enjoy it! Bye! Okay, so let's start with the exercise number 1, which asks us to name the notes in the 4 clefs. In my previous videos, 1C and 1D, I talked about the C clefs and I gave lots of tips on how to read in all the clefs. And if you watch it again, that would be very useful because I talk about transposition by eye. That is very useful and it will make you do this exercise very quickly. Let's presume that we know the name in the treble clef. If we add 1, we will have the name in the alto clef. If we subtract 1, we would have the name in the tenor clef, and if we add 2, we will have the name in the bass clef. So, let's do some maths. La becomes Si in the alto clef. In the tenor clef, La minus 1 is Sol, and in the bass clef would be Do. Fa becomes Sol in the alto clef, tenor clef, Mi, and in the bass clef, A, La. Sol. Now Sol plus 1, La. Minus 1, Fa. And plus 2, Si. Now I'll give you some time to do this. This in the treble clef would be Mi, okay? Now Mi plus 1, Do, Re, Mi, Fa. Mi minus 1, Do, Re. And Mi plus 2, Mi, Fa, Sol, G. Okay, let's move on. Do becomes Re, Si, and Mi. This is B in the treble clef, so C, B. Do, La, Re. Okay, to count this with the ledger lines, if you want to be absolutely sure, you can just count La, Si, Do, Re, Mi. Once you find the note name in the treble clef, that's easy. Plus 1 equals Fa, minus 1 is Re, plus 2 is Sol. Fa becomes Sol, then Mi, and then La. The note in the middle of the stave is absolutely B, which becomes Do in the alto clef, and it's in fact called La in the tenor clef and Re in the bass clef. Please mind that on the piano, these notes would be played on different registers. So it depends on where the middle C is. In this case, they don't ask us to find the pitch, the actual concert pitch. So we only need to name the notes. But please remember that. Okay, this note we count backwards. So this is middle C. So Do, Si, La. Okay, this is La. Now, easy to count by doing some maths. So La becomes Si. And in the tenor clef is La minus 1 equals Sol. And La plus 2 equals Do. This is Re, finally, becomes plus 1 equals Mi, minus 1 equals Do, and plus 2 equals Fa. Okay, that's all done for you. I hope this is clear. Please watch the video in particularly about this transposition, plus 2, minus 2, plus 1. Please watch 1D. Okay, so in this exercise number 2, we need to tick the box that shows the right clef. So the clef that would match the name indicated in each exercise. Let's remember the maths operation that we will need to relate to each clef. The alto clef is treble clef plus 1. And the tenor clef is the treble clef minus 1. So this note in the treble clef would be D, Re. But because it's called E, we've gone one note above. So that is plus 1, which means that the right clef here would be the alto clef. So we tick this box. If we want to double check, I'm going to write the alto clef here. And as you can see, where the two bubbles meet here, the third line, that would be middle C. So if we count downwards, that would be, so Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi. So each step is one line, one space, one line, one space, okay? So let's count again. Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi. So that is E. Okay, this allows you to double check your answer. Let's go to the B exercise. So we've got A. This in the treble clef would be C, B. So that is definitely minus 1. So it's the tenor clef. Let's double check. So I'm going to write my B here. The middle C is on the fourth line. So Do, Si, La. That was easy to calculate. Now you don't actually have to write the clef onto the stave. So I'm going to rub it out so we don't confuse the exercise. We do exactly what they ask us to do. Let's go to the C box. This is minus 1, definitely. C minus 1 is La, so that's the tenor clef. This is absolutely, certainly 1 up because this is C plus 1 is Do, so it's the alto clef. Fa plus 1 equals Sol, so alto clef, and that is, okay, let's count with the ledger lines. La, Si, Do, Re, Mi, this is E in the treble clef, minus 1 is D, Re, so it's the tenor clef. Okay, and that's all done for you. Again, please go and watch my video called 1D, How to Read in All the Clefs, for more tips about how to read confidently in all the clefs. Okay, so in this exercise, number 3, we need to actually write the notes in different clefs so that they sound the same with the ones, with the given ones. So let's have a look at the first example here. We have G, okay, Sol above middle C, and we must write we must write the equivalent note written in the tenor clef. So middle C is here. We need to go above, so that would be Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, above the stave. If you watch my video 1D, how to read in all the clefs, my memorime is actually very useful for this exercise. It says, if the pitch you want to know, middle C, are you above or below? And this is actually very useful because we must relate the given note to the position of the middle C. Otherwise, we might write the second note one note above or below. And this is costing marks in the actual exam. So if you want the top marks, remember this memorime and count from middle C, always. So let's have a look at this one. Treble clef, okay, Re in treble clef, so the Re above middle C. So this is middle C, and the note will be just one above here. Now, from the bass clef to the tenor clef, let's have a look. This is Fa, okay, this fourth line indicates where Fa is. Middle C is up here in the bass clef, it's actually here. I'm going to write it just as a guideline. Now, this is E, okay, Mi. And this is middle C, the fourth line is middle C. So we have to go below the middle C and we have to reach E. So let's count. Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi. That would be the place for our E. Okay? Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi. You can see how different they are. And if you look at them, it's very confusing. But if you think of the middle C, okay, you see that the space is the same. Okay, it's more or less the same. Okay, I'm going to rub this out. But you can do it in the actual exam because it will be marked. Only what you write in the box will be marked, not any notes outside. Let's go to the exercise D. So this La in bass clef, A. Okay, so the middle C is up here. So we need to go below. This note is below the middle C. So Do, Si, La. There you go. This is A in the alto clef. This note is called D, Re in the treble clef, and it's very much above middle C. So this is middle C. Let's count. We need to go one octave above and one note above as well. So Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do, Re. So definitely I need 2 ledger lines for this. So let's count again. We need to stop on Re, D. So Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do, Re. And here is our note. Okay, this one might seem very difficult because it has an alto clef and a tenor clef, and we need to transpose the notes so it sounds the same. Middle C is here, so let's count the name of the note. Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, that's an E. And it's below the middle C, so let's remember the memorime. If the pitch you want to know, middle C, are you above or below? And this is definitely below. So middle C, we know that the middle C is here and we need to write something below it. So we have to go, we need to find Mi. So Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi. And here it is. Okay, so let's count again. Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi. And then Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi. Okay. If you see here, the middle C is here. The middle C is one line above. So that will be 2 spaces above. Okay, if you want to do a quicker maths calculation. 2 spaces above, 2 spaces above, 2 steps. Let's call it steps, maybe it's better. Okay, let's go to G now. We count from middle C. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si. That is a B. Okay, so let's count again. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si. B. And it's definitely above middle C. Now we did say here that they are 2 steps apart. In this case we go 2 steps below, so we know already that the note would be written on the lower ledger line. But let's count anyway, so let's do 2 different ways of calculating the notes. So you're absolutely sure and you get 100 on your next grade 5 theory exam. So this is Do, we need to get to B. So Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, and Si is on the ledger line. And this is it. Let's count again. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si. Okay? Easy peasy, guys, if you know these tips. Now, this is Do, okay? Let's count down, down, down. Okay. Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Do, Si, La, Sol. This is G sharp. Okay? Let's count again. Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Do, Si, La, Sol. G sharp. Now it's very much below the middle C. It's more than an octave below. So if middle C is up here, this note, I would expect this note to be written somewhere here. Okay, so let's reflect a bit. It can be above because I would be writing the notes up here on the above stave. That's not the case in music. It's not facilitating a quick reading. So middle C is here, okay, and this is Fa. So we need to get to the lower Sol. So Fa, Mi, Re, Do, Si, La, Sol. And then we must add a sharp symbol. Now let's count from Do, just in case you want to double check. Do is up here on the ledger line. Do, Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Do, si, la, and so sharp. Okay? Now, this is a middle C in the tenor clef. So, let's count and figure out the name of this flat note. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. This is A flat. Now, where above middle C, so la flat is here. And here it is. And this is exercise 3, nicely done for you. In the exercise 4, we need to write enharmonic equivalent notes of given pitches. An enharmonic equivalent is a note that sounds the same, but it's written differently. And this is because each pitch could be called with different names. And this relates to harmony. And this is why we have this name here, enharmonic, because it relates to the harmony, to chords. Now, if you have the keyboard, the piano keyboard in mind, it's actually this is actually very easy. You can also draw it on your paper, exam paper. Otherwise, you just think of that, you visualize it in your head. Now, D sharp is E flat, because if we look at the keyboard, and I've got a keyboard here for you, this note here is D sharp. So D sharp. But this could be also called E flat. It could also be called Fa double flat, F double flat, because it's 2 semitones below F. But for now, let's keep it easy. Let's call it E flat. So here we write it. Let's go to number B. This is A double flat. This is A, 1 flat, 2 flats. So here. This note here could be G, as easy as that, or Fa double sharp, because it's 2 semitones, 2 steps above F. So here it is. Now let's go to C. First we need to figure out the name of the note, okay? Alto clef, it's treble clef plus 1. So this is, it's not from Fa double sharp, it becomes Sol double sharp, okay? We can count if we want. Do, Si, La, Sol, okay? On our keyboard, Sol double sharp would be La, or B double flat. So let's write it down. If you want to double check, Do, Si, La. If you want to write it as C double flat, you go 1 up and you put the 2 flats. Okay, D. This is Mi in bass clef, okay, E. And let's find it on our keyboard. Now Mi could be 2 steps above D, so Re double sharp or Fa flat. So D double sharp or F flat. So let's write it. Re double sharp or Fa flat. Okay? Now let's do these ones without the keyboard. So this is Do, okay, that's a tenor clef is treble clef minus 1. So that's a G sharp, it becomes Fa sharp. So Fa sharp is also G flat. So we go one above and we put the flat. Now this one here would be Do double flat in the treble clef plus 1 because it's alto clef, that is Re double flat. Re double flat is actually C, Do. So we go just one below and this is it. Fa flat is Mi. Because it's one semitone below. This is La double sharp. Now La double sharp is 2 semitones above La. So that is B. Okay? Re flat is Do sharp. And exercise 4 is all done for you.